Hello everybody, my name is Roman and it's Marketing Watch House. And today we're going to talk about responsive ads. And it's a very interesting topic because a lot of people don't get why responsive ads exist and if they're useful or not. Actually, they are very useful. This is a very cool thing. It's not working in 100% of the cases, but in some cases it's probably a game changer for you. So let's get through it. Responsive ads is a way of giving Google an opportunity to find the best ad copy for each search query. This definition gives us at least one hint that we need to consider. It gives us an opportunity to find the best ad copy for each search query. So we have exact keywords, we don't have a lot of search queries, so we don't have to use responsive ads. Because we don't want to give Google opportunities to find the best ad for exact. We know it by default. We know what should be there for each exact keyword. It's only one variation, and we can try and test it ourselves much more effective than can Google do, because Google will go through a lot of variants that does not make sense. But when you go to phrase and broad, or broad modified, we don't use broad, you remember that, actually we don't know which search query will be used to show our ad. So responsive ads just solve this problem. And that's the cool part. Responsive ads is a very good instrument because it gives you more impression share and it increases your quality score to broad and phrase match types keywords. But responsive ads are not taking impressions, usually not taking impressions from best extended ads that already exist there. So by default, when you add a Google responsive ads to your Google Ads campaign, it should give you additional impressions and participate for those impressions, for those auctions that were really poorly covered by your previous ads. So that gives us information that responsive ads actually will be always a little bit worse by click-through rate and all the stuff than your extended ads, because they will participate in more difficult auctions. And it's much more difficult to be more relevant when you have broad modified keywords by Mercedes and somebody is typing buy red Mercedes 2018 red GLE or leather and all the stuff. So Google will go and try to take several headlines and to find the best way. And this is how it looks like. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe 7 by default headlines, and you have 2 descriptions by default. My recommendation would be try to put at least 6 different headlines, and by different I mean that at least a couple of them will have the same. For example, Mercedes 2018 best prices cannot be combined with new Mercedes-Benz because it's almost the same stuff. In my example, I have 3 almost equally the same headlines in the first 3 lines. And then I have another 2 that means a little bit different that can be combined together. Best deals only today, best prices in June. So what you would do there, try to put each USP, each idea you want to put in your ad at least in 2 different ways. And then you do the same for the descriptions. You have to put at least a couple of descriptions, but better to put 3. Don't make 15 different headlines, don't put 10 different descriptions. It looks like cool, but in fact it has so many different combinations that it will never be ended in terms of testing. So what you should end up with is at least it's about 8 to 9 lines in headlines and about 3 to 4 lines in descriptions. And then you can copy this responsive ad and put in your different ad groups because it will be always almost the same through different keywords. It's somehow to take DSA logic and put it inside your classic search campaign. And then you have to test. From my experience, I would tell that in 80%, from my own experience, in 80% of the cases, responsive ads gives me increasing of in impression share or the same result as it used to be. And in 20%, it makes it worse because it starts to participate in auctions that already were taken by the good ads. The only thing I forgot to tell that you also, if you have a brand name and you use a brand name inside your headline and you also want to to have a headline always be shown there. Don't forget to pin the headline that you always want to use and put a dynamic it will ask you, do you want to use this headline? Do you want to use this line on dynamic place or always on the first position? Just put dynamic. So in that case, you always have your brand name inside the headlines, but everything else will change. That's the cool part. So everything here I've told you already. It's not going to replace your static ads. It's going to have a lower efficiency and still is going to bring you more traffic because it has the different purposes of using. So try there, go for it. I have a lot of business cases of very big companies that use this responsive ad and has a very good results, but I cannot guarantee you that it will be always good because the cases are different. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes you're not sure. This is all I wanted to tell you about responsive ads. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Leave your questions in the comment section and reviews. Subscribe to this channel, and you also can ask me what topic you wanted me to describe more in next videos, and I will always listen to you and try to bring as many topics that you're really interested in as possible. And like this video. See you, bye bye.